My name is Bob the Ninja Goldfish, and it is my genuine pleasure to be sat at the host desk for one of my dearest friends, Ashen Prime's first ever marathon run.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
We're going to see a run of Final Fantasy 15 coming up here. I would like to just say that there is a bid war going on for what outfit Noctis will be wearing.
Which is not any of the, he's not currently wearing any of the three, so.
And the correct answer is Miqo'te.
No.
Back me up on this, chat. I've worked
absolutely.
so hard for you.
We'll show it off. I'll show it off, but no, it's a cute cat boy, but that's not the correct answer.
We love cat boys here, but I made the mistake. Mimi doesn't hold spaghetti. Mimi holds cup noodles.
What?
And that's what you need to donate for. We need to have the noodle head here.
No, absolutely not the noodle head. Like actual, literal sponsored content on the stream, right?
But it shows Noctis's shrimpy brain.
It does do that. It does do that. But no. The correct answer, the one that definitely everybody in the entire, I have seen that. I'm disappointed in all of you, but only a little bit because you're still donating to Nami, and that's the most important part. The best ensemble here is obviously the Chocomog tee, right? Chocobos, Moogles, you get some yellow, you get some pink. It's fantastic and wonderful and just absolutely the best.
Nope, we need the cup noodle.
No. Bob, what does chat think?
Right now, it is a tie between the Miqo'te and the noodle helmet.
Oh.
And the Chocobog tee is on exactly $0.
Oh, we don't got a lot of Chocobo lovers out here.
And the Miqo'te and the noodle helmet are both on 55.
This tells me that we need somebody to just donate right now.
Somebody donate right now, or Bob and I rock, paper, scissors from this distance.
Oh?
Okay.
All right.
Here you go. You can't see Bob, but it's great.
One.
This isn't going to work in the chat. Hang on a minute. I got an idea.
Someone in the audience.
What's your idea? Oh.
Boogie, noodle, or cat boy?
Okay. It's been decided.
The audience have my back!
All right.
Chat, you got to donate. You got to make.
We're starting with the cat boy. All right. Let me explain what we're doing here. This is Final Fantasy 15. We are not doing the actual game in any form or feature. This is the Pitioss Ruins, a showcase run that I personally call all plates. What is Pitioss? Pitioss is at the very end of the game after you've defeated the final boss. You get access to a flying car. And with that flying car, you can come all the way through this giant open world. You can come all the way over here to Ravito. You can take off. You can crash multiple times trying to land on this little strip of land here, but eventually make it and fight your way all the way up to this final end game dungeon, which is a platforming dungeon in Final Fantasy 15. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to get into it. Please stand by on the timer. We noticed that the party left. We're going to come over here, and I had to hit this button, and we'll go when I hit the plate here in 3, 2, 1, go. All right.
One fun thing that we're going to be doing for this, and I really would love for chat to join in. I'm going to be counting every time that Ashen voids out in this dungeon. And Ashen will be donating an amount for every time that he voids out.
That was a void out. That's what those look like. And that one counts.
So I want you, chat, to either join in with him on this and donate for every void out he does, or donate and tell us how many times you voided out when you did this.
To be clear,
how many hours it took you.
I volunteered for this. In fact, told Ambelie to keep track of it. And so this is purely on my own head to be it. But if you want it on your head too, what does that even mean? I don't know. Then go ahead and keep up with us. And keep those bids coming in for the costume. As the leader changes, I will be changing costumes.
So hopefully we can get to see that noodle head. Not like that head, though.
And just like that, we have $60 on Chocomog t-shirt.
Yes!
Oh, no!
Yes. I love it. I love the garish pink with the yellow. It is just absolutely adorable.
Mimi is disappointed in y'all. Get those donations in for the noodle head.
Mimi might be full of noodles, but Mimi loves a colorful tea.
The cat boys for life!
No. All right.
Anyway, we should probably talk about the run a little bit.
We should. We're
You're
here in
already doing
Pitioss.
it.
I'm already through the first section here. Pitioss is a very interesting dungeon. Like I say, it's a platforming dungeon in Final Fantasy 15, which is not a game that was built for platforming by any way, shape, or form. I'm very fond of saying that we don't control Noctis as a player. We give him suggestions via the controller, and then he'll do whatever he wants with those suggestions. And so learning the idiosyncrasies and how the animations work and various animation cancels is kind of important to not having a bad time in this dungeon. What kind of bad time you can have? Well, my estimate for this is 30 minutes. I'm probably going to come in under that. But the very first time I ran this dungeon, even knowing the route, because I cheated and looked it up beforehand, it took me 8 hours to get through. So, you know, it can be a lot. But as we jump through here, we have a couple of pieces of tech that we do use. Obviously, just careful movement. One of the things Noctis will do when he lands, he likes to continue walking if you have any directionality on the thumbstick at all. And so I will be taking my hands off the thumbstick if I want him to just land and stop moving. And the other thing we have is what I'm going to do here. If I can't jump far enough, I'll just spin my daggers a little bit, and that gets me just a little bit farther and as far as I need to go.
Fantastic. You haven't voided out again yet, so.
Not yet, although that was a bad
there
jump.
we go.
So that was one of those.
Now we got 2.
Yeah, so this is a very interesting challenge dungeon. There are leaderboards for it. Leaderboards for the any percent of this dungeon. The last I looked, the world record was somewhere around 90 seconds. But that, first off, doesn't explore the whole dungeon, and that's what I'm here for. But also, it doesn't. It uses a piece of tech that I haven't figured out how to do. That we'll talk about more later.
Oh, and we love plates here.
We do. We love plates.
Gotta
fill them with spaghetti. No, those are noodles. Fill them with I don't know, graphic tees.
Yeah, from Tantrum.
Ooh,
We're sponsors.
yes, absolutely yes. Good idea. How does the chat feel about that, Bob? Still no.
A lot of them are mainly saying I've never seen this dungeon.
This is fair. This is absolutely fair. It is, again, getting the flying car to land here without crashing.
And just like that,
oh,
we have an update, and Catboy's back in the lead, baby!
I'll do it. I'll do it for you. I'll do it for you,
Catboy
chat.
is adorable, but noodles.
We haven't even seen the noodles
No,
yet.
we haven't even seen it. I mean, you saw it a little bit. You showed them.
I did show them what it looked like.
I believe in you, chat. We can get the noodles on his head.
I will say the noodles are full of shrimp, so it's a very, very interesting look.
Shout outs to KR Shosh for donating $10. Merely saying, Catboys for life! If no one's got me, I know Bob's got me. And I got you, baby!
Oh,
That's true for most people that Bob knows. Bob is very
Bob is a
good
wonderful person. We love you, Bob. Just not your opinion on the costume.
That's because you don't like right opinions.
No, cup noodle is always right.
Chad certainly doesn't seem to think so.
Chat, I'm so disappointed.
Well, if you disagree, get your donations in for that Choco Mog tea again, and we'll be good to go.
Let's also give a big shout out to one of our on-site production volunteers, PX Micaiah, who gave the $60 for the Choco Mug tea that don't get any money at all. Because Catboys are right!
Oh, this dungeon design is very interesting.
It is. Like, in the lore of the game, there's no idea, there's no real good explanation for why it's designed as, oh, by the way, once.
Oh.
And
oh, yeah.
twice even.
And we are counting intentional void outs,
We are.
too. Because there are some of those in this run.
Because when you void out, you get sent back to a checkpoint. You can't die in this dungeon. You get sent back to checkpoints. And some checkpoints are, also this exists.
Yeah.
Just,
Like, who
you know,
built this? Like, lore-wise, like,
it's
why?
an anime. We gotta be just a little bit extra, right?
Fair.
There's also like a fun animation that I maybe should have showed off, where if it pushes Noctis, he actually pushes against it. It's kind of cool.
I don't think he's doing much against that.
No. But yeah, there's not a great explanation in the lore of the game. There's not great lore in the game, let's be honest. There's a pretty okay story of 4 friends on a road trip, and oh, that was poorly done.
Did anybody just hear those shots being fired at this game?
I adore this game. This PS4 that you can just barely see is the Final Fantasy 15 edition of the PS4. So, and that's because I didn't own one before I wanted to play this game. It's like, oh, well, I'll get this special edition. It'll be great. But there's a good story, not such great lore. And so this dungeon kind of is like, there was an ancient civilization that played with space-time magic, and so this dungeon exists. And that's about as much as we've got.
And space-time magic people love moving walls and spikes.
Yeah. And giant skulls, I guess.
Yeah, giant skulls and giant statues, too. We'll see a couple of those.
Yeah.
Bob, you got anything more for us? Anybody donating to say how many times they voided out when they did this?
Ooh, we haven't had anyone donate to talk about void outs.
Oh?
But we have had a couple of donations to do with our general cause here of Nami. $25 from Elysian. I apologize if I butchered that name, but it's very cool. I usually wait to see Fantasy Star before I donate, but I am particularly appreciative of the burgeoning awareness of mental health needs in America, so I could not wait. $25 to Fighting the Black Dragon in Dragon Quest XI. Go!
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And with that,
Oh!
Chocobo Tea is back in the lead!
I know, y'all. I know cup noodles got you through the hardest parts of your life. You need to support the cup noodles and get them on Noctis's head, please, for me.
And that came partly from a donation from Pendle Stephen, who says, very good night to everyone, whether that means evening or actually night to you. Or even morning. Good day then. Right opinion or not, the next Magic set is more Final Fantasy than this game, right?
It's Final Fantasy VII, which is a lot of Final Fantasy, but...
I hear the
This
game's
is
pretty
still-
popular.
Yeah, yeah.
It's almost like they might remade it or something.
Yeah, I hear we might see that in the
Yeah.
marathon, too.
Possibly?
Yeah, I think
maybe
so.
just a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But Final Fantasy 15 is a Final Fantasy game. It was Final Fantasy 13 until it was 15. Somebody still has to hit their button to be heard.
Yeah, you can probably hear Bob.
You're loud enough for me, Bob. I don't know that you're loud enough for the internet. Also, I just completely went back to the beginning of this room, so we have plenty of time to continue bantering.
We have another donation that has put Noodle Helmet in the lead.
Yes!
$25 from Rizu-kun. Sorry, Bob, but I'm hungry and I need noodles.
Yep.
Yep. That's
I am disappointed in you, Doc Brown.
You can see.
you can see the shrimp.
You will be.
You can see Noctis's shrimpy brain.
Oh, can I make it? Can I make? Nope. Nope. And I fell off even.
Are you?
Okay, great. Yep.
Yes.
All the way down. Bob, keep us entertained. What else we got?
We have $50 from Peace Egg, another one of our volunteers on site. It says, yeah, cowboys are cool and all, but I'm donating to make sure a fighter in Dark Lord is named Eels. Why? Because I gotta have my eels. That's why. Keep on being amazing, y'all. Even the donations that aren't for this game agree with me.
But eels are close to shrimp,
Oh,
so I think that's for shrimp.
maybe, but you know they're
Apart from he literally said cowboys are cool.
You know, I can ignore parts of what you say.
Oh yes, I don't have to wait too long for that. Lovely. Okay, finally. Ooh, need to get back.
Yep. I love his commentary. Noctis's commentary. Ashen's commentary is wonderful too, but Noctis has some pretty fun one-liners.
They're just like randomly interspersed through various triggers that you hit throughout the thing. This is a fun room. Everything's on a 45-degree angle, and Noctis behaves and controls very differently when he's walking on a slanted surface than he does on a flat one. So, have to get used to how all that goes. Which I've done this a few times, so I'm kind of used to it by now. Oh, right before I throw it back to Bob, I do have to say I do have a promise. I do have one joke in this run that we will get to in just a little bit. But while we're waiting on that, Bob, what have you got for us?
I have a lot of people in chat saying, no, Bob doesn't need a microphone.
Beautiful. We love it.
And as much as I know that to be true, I do want to save my voice for later in the week. We have some really cool donations coming through. $50 from Palantris with no message. And then we have $50 from Niall Barry, who says, "What is a Varonis? It's a wonderful pile of video games to be run soon in the marathon, putting this donation towards the naming incentives."
There are a lot of great incentives in the game.
There's
All right,
great naming incentives.
here we go. We're gonna get into my one joke. My one joke is this. This is obviously a 3D platformer, which is a fairly common. 3D platformers exist, but they did want to pay homage to the greats, and so we also have a 2D platformer in our 3D platformer.
Which is also 3D. You can walk right off the front of that.
And I will, in fact. That was my one joke, and I noticed that it has the worst reaction of anything I've said so far this run, but I'm okay with that.
Sometimes you just gotta go for it. I appreciate you just going for it.
Crowd, that was your key to laugh.
Yes, please laugh.
I want your most mocking pity laugh you can possibly give me. Yes!
No,
Love it.
no, do not mock that scene. That is one of the most poignant scenes in all of Final Fantasy. It is about people laughing when they should be being able to be sad. It is everything Nami is fighting for.
Yep.
Do not mock that scene.
Fair.
Please do not.
But mock
That is
Ashen.
all about mental health.
Yep.
Sorry, I'll get off my soapbox now.
I think
Put you
I,
up there for a reason, Bob.
I think I only saw one void out so far in this section.
I definitely did fall out in that.
Yeah, okay.
There was only
Just
one.
add like
Yeah.
4 more.
I will eventually. We might add some more at the end just for funsies. We'll see.
So another fun thing to note about this game is that in the West, and I've been told this is different in the Japanese release, but I don't know for certain, the button for jump is the same as the button for pickup. And there's some discussion about whether or not that was intentional, but I can tell you right now as I come up on this jump, it definitely was.
Yep. It was intentional to troll us.
Yep. There's more than one spot in this dungeon that just has an item sitting right at a jump so that you cannot make the jump until you pick up the item.
Yep.
It's fun.
All
right.
We locked down a long
This-
hall.
Yeah. This next room is a great place to talk about the any percent trick that I can't do. Also, that was an intentional void out, but still a void out.
Still a void out.
Unbelievable.
Yep, I don't believe it either.
So in Final Fantasy 15, you have various ways that you can move. You can walk slowly, you can walk fastly. You can also run it with a sprint, and you get this little sprint bar that shows up. And there are some others that are kind of disabled in dungeons that we don't need to worry about here. But if you sprint with the sprint bar, you technically have an infinite
ridiculous.
sprint, because when the sprint bar runs out, you have the opportunity there's a mechanic to hit the sprint button again at just the right time, and you refill the sprint bar, but also you dash forward a little bit. And so people who are very good at timing when to hit that can set it up so that you can hit that sprint dash right before you go off an edge, just to give you just a little bit more momentum, a little bit more space, and then also still using the spinning daggers to get even farther. And so in the any percent route, in like the very first or second room, you use that to clear a gap that you can't otherwise, and you get around it in, again, 90 seconds, because the entrance is right next to the exit. In this space, there is the ability to use that as well to jump off of a ledge that's kind of up there directly onto this statue. Noise warning, by the way. This is going to get just a little bit loud as we do this.
Yep. It was such a poorly constructed statue that Noctis jumping on it has caused it to fall over.
Yeah.
And you have to make it fall over to continue in this dungeon, which again brings up whoever designed this dungeon in the game had some really weird ideas.
Yeah. You have to break a lot of things to continue. Now, as I fall down this slide, there's often an invisible wall halfway down the slide. There wasn't
there
this time
wasn't.
because I mentioned it on air. But
It was there every time we practiced this.
yeah,
It just stops.
it's not even 50-50. It's like 70-30 of whether or not it's there or not, except when I call it out specifically for a recording. It's great.
We love it.
Still don't know what causes it.
Yeah, Chad, if you know what causes it, let us know.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And
There's
when
a-
you're letting us know, donate for Catboy.
No, keep Cup Noodle.
Get
We
back
need-
to the Chocomog teas. The Chocobos need your help.
The
So does
Chocobo
Nami.
might make him go faster, but the Cup
Maybe.
Noodles keep him nourished.
That
Barely, but nourished.
because the Moogles are very good. Like that outfit is from a festival where their Moogles are very good at kitching you very good food. So I
Oh,
don't know.
fair.
I think it's fine.
If it wasn't obvious, I've played about 2 hours of this game. So,
And admittedly, that festival is the only time Moogles show up in Final Fantasy 15. So yeah,
That's sad.
There's a recovery item, a special recovery item plush that shows up as a Moogle, and that's the only other one. So we've just done a lot of jumping around in the basement of this place, and I say the basement because as we hit this button here and come out, we're back in one of the very first rooms we started out in. And as I was mentioning, the 80% run jumps from that ledge over to this ledge in order to get through the dungeon in 90 seconds. Now, we are not 90 seconds away from the end.
We have more plates.
I have more plates that I have to press. And as I'm getting to the next one, Bob, what we got?
We have $25 again from PX, who says, I'm playing both sides so that I always win.
There's 3 sides, PX.
There's 3.
And with that, Chocomog Tea is back.
Yes. Yep.
You're going to void out so much now because of that.
You know, I'm honestly surprised I didn't void out more with the noodle helmet. That obstructs my vision more than I thought. I had not done a great practice with the noodle helmet in the way.
So if you want Ashen to donate more money to Nami, donate your money to Nami to get him to put the noodle head back on.
No, we're good. We're here. We got the Moogle hat with the cute little charm on top. That's definitely exactly where we need to stay. These buttons are theoretically ones you should hit earlier in the dungeon, but I skipped over them, and I don't know if it's faster to hit them here, but it feels like it is, and so I keep doing it this way. That was void out.
Yeah, that was a void out.
And then we get to jump around in the rafters of this room now, which is so much fun. When you know how to do it and not, spend 2 hours trying to make jumps miss. It's
all
fine.
of our joking and memeing aside, like 3D platformers, especially ones like this, especially this where it wasn't designed for it, it is so satisfying when you get this movement down.
Yeah.
Because I can tell you, if for some weird reason Ashen wanted to throw this run and hand me the controller, we'd void out so many times.
Sounds like a plan to me.
You know? Maybe some other time. Maybe another save point. Who knows?
Maybe.
Especially with Ashen's money on the line.
Oh, true.
I had to be able to afford to get help. No.
2-player, 1 controller?
About that.
No?
How much time did you say you'd spent playing Final Fantasy again?
Well, this one, like a
Final
couple
Fantasy
hours.
15? Yeah,
a couple hours. The whole boy band taking a road trip thing just didn't resonate with me.
Oh.
I probably would have enjoyed this, though, honestly.
So you may have noticed I've hit a lot of faces in their stone face with my swords to make them disappear. That's opening shortcuts, and I did the last 2 specifically because because even though there's a couple of good checkpoints above all these spikes, as I jump over here, suddenly my checkpoint is like 3 or 4 minutes back, and I don't want that to be a problem because there's only one way to jump onto this plate. There's only one way to jump from this plate to this platform. From this platform to this ledge, over to, oh, shoot.
Yep,
well, you're about to see it all.
Oh.
So we're going to be backtracking quite a bit here in order to get back to where we just were.
Got any more for us, Bob?
I'm sure I could scare something up.
Oh, yeah.
Bob, you're only scary when you want to be? That made more sense before I said it out loud.
We are having a lot of people in chat discussing whether this was the Backstreet Boys game or not. Quite enjoying.
I don't know what I should. I should know more about the Backstreet Boys than I do.
The only thing you need to know about the Backstreet Boys is the cold open from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. We have $10. Just simply says, stop. Choco time.
Yes. Okay, we're back to where we fell off now. And as you saw, I had to go back through all of that because there is no other faster route to get to that plate that I was just at. But now we can go back to Bob for a little bit because I'm just going to be jumping around.
$25 from Wylam, who says, to the office of Leggy Starscreen, PhD. While you were away, I forgot to add a very important constraint, and now Klingo has become sentient. Also, it now has a robot body. Please don't ask how or why. You can probably guess the when, and I think the where will be answered when it finds you. Please look forward to it.
That seems
Am I
ominous.
supposed to be terrified?
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of scary, right?
Yeah, I think I missed
a
some
bit.
context for that.
Is there some kind of robot uprising going on?
It sounds like it. I'm hoping it's a reference to their run.
I'm very much hoping so too.
So we have a couple. Again, this I called it a showcase for terms of the marathon, but the route that I do, I call all plates, which is me going around and touching every plate. So there were 2 that were just kind of out of the way that I had to get there. But now we're on the final stretch, which is one of the hardest parts. So this is Noctis walking in a straight line.
Yep.
This is actually more difficult than it has.
This is why most of the game takes place in a car, from my understanding, is because Noctis can't walk.
But now we just have 2 buttons left. So one is the button that gets us out of here. The other is the button that gets us out of here. And so the first one here, this is actually the elevator that we rode in on. And so there's a plate here to get you back out. If the puzzles are too hard, you can almost always void out enough to get back to the beginning and get out. But we actually want to go on this side of the wall where we're taking the exit elevator, which means that time is coming up soon. It has been my sincere joy and pleasure to bring this run to you. The very first save point that RPG Limit Break has ever done, I am absolutely honored to be the one to do it. We will be hitting that timer now. Time.
There. And your bros are just waiting here outside for you, wondering what happened to you.
I have to believe that at some point they tried having the party go in with you, and then they would bump you off as they
that would be a nightmare.
I do have to point out one thing. So the only thing that brings a casual player up to this area, if you don't know that there's something here, is this quest. This quest is called Stealing the Past. You happen to stand in the right spot in a different city in the game, and you hear some people talking about something you can come and get. The end point of that quest is here outside the dungeon the whole time. There's literally no quest or in-game reason for you to go through this dungeon unless you want to, and I do. I enjoy it quite a bit.
Yeah, and if this seemed interesting to you, definitely join the Discord for them. What would that be?
There is a Final Fantasy 15 Discord. I'm not nearly as active on there.
And with that, we have had a donation to change to Noodle Helmet.
Yes, we ended on Noodle Helmet. I love you. Whoever did that, I love you. Bob, let us know. Who did that?
I haven't got the donation yet. That being said, Ashen, it's been a privilege to be here for your first marathon run.
Thank you all.
And I am going to throw it back to the interview set. Take it away. No, I am not.
I mean, we can
Apparently, there's some panicking happening.
That's okay. I have a thesis.
Nobody saw anything. Delete the VOD.
Yeah, delete the VOD. Stop the recording. Somebody go unplug that PC.
Stop the marathon. We're starting again.
I do have a moment.
And with that, we have a donation for Catboy.
No! But no, seriously, y'all.
Catboy.
We'll let you get your Catboys in, but Ashen does have.
This has been even more hype than I expected. I do want a moment of serious time. This is a very silly run to have done. Nobody else that I'm aware of does this route. Partly because who would want to? Partly because I personally. What in the world was that?
We're trying to make you.
Oh, the noodle helmet. Okay, great.
Yeah.
My engagement with speedrunning is this community, specifically RPG Limit Break for me. But for a lot of people, speedrunning is great for a lot of people for a lot of different reasons. For me, it is the community that I come to this marathon. I have the honor to help set it up and make it run and happen, to see all my friends here and make this amazing event happen. And so the actual running of games is kind of secondary to me for that. But I do have this one run, and I do enjoy doing it. And so I'm glad to be able to show it off. But the thesis statement, the point of that is speedrunning isn't exclusive to the people who do speedruns. It's not exclusive to the people who have the highest time on leaderboards. We're all here to have a good time together. This community is... and here at RPG Limit Break, at the greater speedrunning community as a whole, so inclusive of anybody who wants to be involved in any way. And that's what we're here for. And that is the thing that has got us. What are we at? $10,576 for NAMI so far this year. You all are amazing. Thank you so much for having me. Bob, I think they're ready now.
I don't know. Let me look slightly to my right. Are we ready yet, Freddie?
We are ready.
We're good. I'm getting a thumbs up. But first, I want to give a thumbs up to KR Shush, who got me that Catboy outfit.
Oh, by the way, these are the void outs. We have 16.
All right.
Can we round that off to 20?
We can round that up to 20.
Yeah!
And so I am committing to $3 for every void out for all 20 void outs. So expect a $60 donation in the near future.
Yep.
Chat.
I'd love to see a match.
As you are able, we would love to see you match that.
And without any more further ado, or me getting things wrong, we are going to throw it back to the interview set over to Zoku.